Hello yogis, how are you doing today? We are still under quarantine, so we have the stay-at-home order for the coronavirus, and I'm just trying to shed some light upon the situation. I'm sure some of us might be feeling a lot of things right now, including one of them, which could be anxiety. So a friend of mine, Paige, is going to be doing an anxiety workshop, and it's going to be on this book. It's called Rewire Your Anxious Brain. So I couldn't help but to feel like it's very appropriate considering everything that we are going through. So one thing it says is begin with relaxation. Learn the skills of slowing your breath and relaxing your muscles in order to turn off your sympathetic nervous system and to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. So I think this is amazing because that's exactly what we do with yoga, is we do come into the breath. The real true meaning behind yoga is Sita Vritti Nirodha, which is cease the fluctuations of the mind. So when we are actually moving through our asana practice, it's a moving meditation, moving on the breath. In efforts to move upon the breath, then you might notice by the end of the class, when you actually do get into your savasana position, you are in that state of emptiness, that state of calm, the state of relaxation. So let's go ahead and begin our practice. Let's start in a child's pose. Let's bring our knees apart, feet together, and relax our chest all the way down to the floor. Reach your arms out long to the top of the mat. And let's start by moving into the breath. Let's start to elongate the breath. Breathe in and out through the nose. Surrender to the earth. Find the even turning of your breath. Begin to find the Ujjayi breath, where you constrict the back of your throat, creating the sound of a whale or the ocean. If you have any thoughts come up, that's completely normal. Just be aware, kind of like a fly on the wall. Start to notice what is coming up. And then let it go. Tent up high onto your fingertips and begin to walk them all the way to the top of the mat, as far as you can get them. Walk your hands up and over to the right side of the mat. Put your left hand on top of the right hand. Stretch out the left side body. Come back up onto your fingertips. Walk your hands all the way up and over to the left side of the mat. Put your right hand on top of your left hand. Breathe. Expand the space between the ribs, the intercostals. Continuing with our Ujjayi breath. And walk your hands all the way back towards the center. Begin to find a rocking sensation with your forehead, just gently waking up the spine. Feel it shimmy all the way down to your tailbone. You lift up your fingers and grip the floor. Feel the sensation between all 5 fingers. and begin to shift it forward. So come forward into a modified lion, shift the hips forward all the way down towards the floor, lift your toes up, lift through the heart, roll the shoulders down and back as you gaze up towards the sky. It's a gentle back bend. Exhale, glide the hips back, child's pose. Inhale, modified lion, lift through the heart. Exhale, child's pose, glide it back. Inhale, modified lion. Exhale, child's pose. One more. Inhale, modified lion. Hold it here. Begin to look over the left and the right shoulders. Windshield wipering the legs. Just finding the stretch in the side body. And then let's push all the way back into a hero's pose. So as we're kneeling directly on the knees, and take your fingertips, interlace all 10 fingers, lift through the chest, open your heart up towards the sky, stretch your hands down towards the floor. So just a little bit of a gentle back bend. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, down. Once again, inhale, lift arms up overhead. Exhale, down. This time let's find a twist. So as we inhale, lift, exhale, twist, bring the left hand to the right knee, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, lift, back up towards the sky. Exhale, twist right hand on the left knee, look over the left shoulder. And then come back towards the center. Let's come into a tabletop position on all fours. So you have your hips directly over the knees and your shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, come into a cow face, build the pelvis forward and down, lift your heart up towards the sky. Exhale, cat posture, round the spine, bring your chin into your chest as you push the floor away. Inhale, cow face. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat posture. Curl the toes under, find your downward facing dog. Pedal it out a couple of times, left and right, left and right. Whew, I've been running the past couple of days and I feel it. I'm really tight in the whole backside of the body. Inhale, shift forward. Let's come into a plank position. So we know we're in a proper down dog when we could come into plank with our shoulders over the wrists. Engage your core, your quads, your hamstrings. And then go ahead, push back from there, downward facing dog, lifting the hips up towards the sky. Widen through the collarbone as you hug the belly in. Find the Uddiyana Bandha, which is where we engage the core, hugging the organs all the way in, hollowing out the belly. Inhale, shift it forward. Plank position. Hi, baby.
Now I got 2 legs.
Oh, you do great. Exhale. Down dog. Come show the camera, baby.
No, I want
Inhale, shift it forward. Plank. Hold your plank. We'll stay here about 30 seconds. So kick the heels towards the back of the room. Try not to sag with the hips up or down. Rather keep a neutral pelvis. Broaden through the collarbone or spread the scapula in opposite directions to expose your rhomboids in the back. As you push the floor away actively. Hang out, you got it. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Whew. Yeah, baby. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. And let's go for extension. So go ahead and open up the hip. Press your left heel down towards the floor. Find the length, stretching out through the hamstrings, the inside of the leg. Inhale, lift, left leg goes high. Find the length. So go ahead, open up the hip. Press your right heel down towards the floor. And press both hands down into the ground evenly. Drop both feet down to the floor. Pedal the heels down to the floor one at a time. Come up high on your toes, bend your knees, look between your hands, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. Just let it hang heavy. Hang out here for a minute or two. So it's actually in the evening here, about 6:30. The sun's gonna set soon. So when we're in this position, let's have soft knees. Bring your belly to touch your thighs and your chest onto your knees. Let your head hang heavy. And you could sway side to side if you'd like, opening up the whole back side of the body. Gently release your hands to your shins. Inhale, lift or half lift. Find the flat back as you reach the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Shift the weight into your toes to bring your hips over your heels. Hug the belly in. Exhale, fold down to the floor. Inhale, root to rise. Bring your arms all the way out and up overhead. Gaze up. Interlace all 10 fingers. Release the index finger. Push your hips forward. Lift your heart up and back. And we'll come back into center. Spread your feet mat distance apart. Drop your right hand down. Lift your left arm all the way up and overhead. Cartwheel your arms up and over. Other side. Drop the left hand down. Reach your right arm all the way up and overhead. And then inhale back to the center. Exhale, hands in the heart center. Bring your feet mat distance apart or hip distance apart. Relax the shoulders down and back. Lift up through the crown of the head as you find an inward spiral through the inner thighs. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart as you explore the neutral pelvis. Ground down through your big toe mound as you maybe lift your toes up for just a second and then spread them wide as you re-grip down to the floor using your toes like fingers. Inhale, bring your arms out and up overhead. Gaze up. Exhale, swan dive down towards the floor. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back. Find your plank position. Inhale, hold the plank. So we're going to add a little extra challenge. Lift your left foot up off the mat. Moving into bird dog plank, come up high on your right fingertips. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you come up to 2 fingertips. Maybe you come up to just 1. If you're able to, maybe lift the right hand towards the front of the room, moving into bird dog plank. It's going to be challenging. Hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently drop your hand and your foot. Hold the plank. Inhale, lift your right foot up off the floor. Point your right toe towards the back of the room. Come up high on your left fingertips. Maybe come up to 2 fingertips, maybe just 1. Maybe lift your left hand towards the front of the room. So you're going to have to use your fingertips on your right hand to grip the floor. Hug the belly in, engage your core, and let's hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your hand down, drop your foot, exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Go ahead, shake your head, yes and no. Releasing all the tension in the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, shift it forward, find your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift it forward. Let's find some undulations. So bend the knees, tip the tailbone back, lift the hips to the sky, drop your head, come up high on the toes, round the spine, bring your chin into your chest, shift the shoulders in front of the wrists, bend the knees, tip the tailbone up, gaze forward, drop your chin. So find a couple of these, just really warming up the body, feeling the flow, moving on the breath. Let's go ahead, stop there. Come up high on your toes, bend your knees, loop between the hands, and walk or jump to the top of the mat once again. Find the forward fold. Let's go ahead, take our arms behind the calves this time. Hold your elbows on your hands on your elbows behind the calves. Let your head drop heavy down towards the floor. And then if you want, you can go ahead and use your arms to bring your chest closer onto your thighs. Maybe work on lifting your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Inhale, find your half lift. Release your hands onto your shins. And let's lift our arms towards the front of the room. Engage the core. Keep the weight into the toes, hug the belly in. Remember to breathe. Exhale, fold down towards the floor. Inhale, root to rise, bring your arms all the way out and up overhead. Whew. Exhale, hands in the heart center. If you have an intention for your practice, go ahead and set one now. Breathe in all the good things that you want to invite into your life. Let go of any negativity. Inhale, bring your arms out and up overhead, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive down towards the floor. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, step it back, find your plank position. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, hold it here. So you're halfway down towards the floor. Hold the chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it all the way down to the ground. Squeeze your inner thighs, inner ankles tight together. Your hands are at your shoulders. Inhale, lift. Find the baby cobra. Press the tops of the feet down into the floor. Maybe you lift your knees up off the mat as you gaze your heart up towards the sky. So we're lifting through the chest, not with our chin. So we're not cocking the chin up, but we're rather lifting through the chest. Exhale, come on down towards the floor. Curl your toes under. Inhale, push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet one at a time. Let's do one more of those a little bit faster. Inhale, come up high on the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, find the half lift, reach your hands towards the front of the room, hug the belly in. Exhale, fold. Wrap your hands behind the calves, hands onto the elbows. Release the hands down to the floor, root to rise, bring your arms all the way out and up overhead, gaze up. Exhale, hands in the heart center. Let's do one more. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. You can begin to step or jump back into your chaturanga. Hold the low plank. Take your right foot on top of the left. Look over to the left side of the mat. Hold it here. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change feet. Plant your right foot. Put your left foot on top of the right. Look to the right. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you could come into up dog. So tops of the feet onto the floor. See if you could push up, strong moment. So it's just the tops of the feet and the hands. So you can choose when you do your vinyasas if you want to do cobra or the upward facing dog. So the upward facing dog, you lift your thighs up off the floor as the tops of the feet. And your hands, roll the shoulders back, lift through your chest once again. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. Curl the toes under, push the floor away from you. So sometimes when we're doing yoga, it's even all of these basics that are really challenging. So don't just blow past them. We want to make sure we get proper alignment, and then we can move on from there. Come up high in the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Bring your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, lift, chair pose. Lift through your chest, spiral the pinkies in, drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Breathe. Gaze down at your knees. Make sure your knees are behind the toes as you tuck the tailbone under. So find the combination of the effort and the ease. So this is going to be a little bit more of a challenging pose, but find the softness in the pose as well. Let's hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swan dive down towards the floor. Woo. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, step it back, find your plank position. Hold the plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lower down, low plank. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up high to the sky. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Find the extension, so really come up high. Let's actually come up high on your left tippy toe. Lift your right leg as tall as you can get it, so all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, round the spine. Bring your thigh into the chest, gaze forward. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift it all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Round the spine, push the hands into the floor. Inhale, lift, right leg goes high. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Bring your thigh all the way into the chest. Inhale, lift. Go high with the leg. Come up high on the left tippy toe. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. See if you could try to bring your heel close to your glute. Inhale, lift. Right leg goes high. Last one. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Hold it here. And then step the foot between the hands. Take the left heel, drop it down to the floor. Find your grounding for warrior one. Inhale, lift your arms up tall towards the sky. Whew. Breathe. So pull the right hip back, left hip a little bit more forward to square off the hips to the front of the room. Melt your shoulders down your back as you spiral your pinkies in. Drop your left hand down to the floor. Come up high on your left tippy toes. Revolve side angle. Go ahead, begin to look off to the left side of the room. Step back side plank. So stack your feet one on top of each other as you push the floor away from you. Lift your hips up tall towards the sky. Let's give ourselves 5 hugs. Exhale, hug your left side ribs. Inhale, lift the arm to the sky. Exhale, give yourself a big hug. Inhale, lift. You have 3 more. Exhale, hug. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hug. Inhale, lift. Last one. Exhale, hug. Inhale, lift. Plant your hand down onto the floor. Find your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Come all the way down, low plank. Let's see if you can put your right ankle on top of the left. Look to the left. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change your feet. Look to the right. Left ankle on top of the right ankle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. Lift your heart to the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Preparing for the other side. So we have 5 cheetahs on the left side. So just find the breath. Inhale, lift the left leg up tall towards the sky. Come up high on the right tippy toe. Really find the length in the leg. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Bring the thigh all the way into the chest as you round the spine. Gaze forward. Inhale, lift, left leg goes high. Exhale, bring your knee into the nose, cheetah pose. Inhale, lift it back up. 3 more. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Bring your heel all the way into the glute. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Inhale, lift it up, find the extension. Come up high on the right tippy toes. Last one, exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. And then step the foot between the hands. Drop the right heel down onto the floor. Find your grounding for warrior 1. Inhale, lift, root to rise, arms up towards the sky. Spiral the right inner thigh in to bring the right hip towards the front of the room, and the left hip back. We're squaring off the pelvis to the front mirror or the front of the room. As you spiral the pinkies in, drop your shoulders down. Melt into the left leg and lift through the arch of the back right foot so that we don't roll into the ankle. So the back foot is at a 30-degree angle. Your foot's pointing towards the front corner of the room. Find the breath. Drop your right hand down to the floor, revolve side angle. Come up high on the right tippy toes. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Bring your right ribs close to the inner left thigh. Find the twist as you open your heart up towards the side room. Gaze down at your foot, side plank. Step your left foot back. Press the outside edge of the right foot down into the floor to lift the hips a little bit taller. 5 hugs. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, hug. Inhale, lift. You have 3 more. Exhale, hug. Inhale, lift. 2 more. Exhale, hug. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hug. Inhale, lift the arm up towards the sky. And then find your plank position. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high to the sky. Come up high on your tippy toes. Bend the knees, look between the hands. Walk or jump to the top of the mat. Find the forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Chair pose. Lift through the heart. Make sure the knees are behind the toes. Spiral the pinkies in. Breathe. Hug your belly in. Engage the core. Your Mula Bandha lock. Lift through the chest. And we'll hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up to standing. Push up. Whew. Relax the shoulders down. Close your eyes. Inhale, bring your arms out and up overhead. Gaze up. Exhale, swan dive down towards the floor. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step it back. Plank position. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your hips high to the sky. Open the knees wide. Drop your hips to your heels. Stretch your arm long. Let's go ahead, shift forward. Find your downward facing dog. Inhale, shift it forward, find the plank. Moving into bird dog plank, so lift the left foot up off the mat. Come up high in your fingertips. Maybe come up to 2 fingers, 1 finger, or maybe reach your right hand towards the front of the room. Let's hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your hand, drop your foot. Other side, inhale, lift the right foot up. Engage your core, maybe come up high on the left fingertips. You could stay here. You can stop at any point. Maybe lift 2 fingers, maybe go up to 1. Lift the left hand towards the front of the room. Find your breath. Let's hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your hand, drop your foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift, your right leg comes up tall towards the sky. Exhale, bring the right knee into the right armpit. So get it really high. Exhale, drop the knee to the right wrist. Take the right knee to the left wrist. Right knee, left armpit. Lift it all the way back up to the sky. Let's do 2 more of those. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Right knee, right wrist. Left wrist, left armpit, and up to the sky. 1 more. Right knee, right armpit. Right wrist, left armpit. Lift the right leg up high to the sky. Step the foot between the hands. Find the warrior 1 once again. Inhale, lift arms up tall towards the sky. You can do it. Take your hands in the heart center. Shift forward, find the lightning warrior. So bring your chest to a 45-degree angle. Get ready to come up high on your left tippy toes. Kick the left foot up off the mat. Find warrior 3. Roll the left hip down towards the floor. Flex the left foot, spread the toes wide. Engage your quadricep. And go ahead, soften the right knee. Let's add 3 baby squats. So exhale, tap it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften the knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften the knee. Inhale, lift. Come into modified tree. Float the left foot up off the floor. Bring the thigh parallel to the floor. Bring your ankle just underneath your knee. Hug the belly in. Awkward chair. Take your left ankle on top of the right knee. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Bend through the hips. So we're stretching out the left side glute, the left hip. Take your hands back in heart center. See if you could get your elbows to touch the shin. So come really low in this position. Just tap your elbows down onto the shin and the foot. Then inhale, lift. You can raise your arms back up high to the sky. Just 1 more beat. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands in the heart center. Swing the left leg all the way to the back. Drop your hands to the floor. Standing splits. Point the left toe up towards the sky. Exhale, corkscrew the left leg behind the right. Tap your left knee behind the right calf. Look forward. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, tap the left knee. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, corkscrew the left knee behind the right calf. 1 more. Inhale, lift it up high. Last one, corkscrew it behind the right knee. Come up high on the right tippy toe. Squeeze the inner thighs tight together. Come up high onto your fingertips. So you gotta find the inner thigh squeeze. Strong moment here. Maybe you're able to float your hands up off the floor. Find the breath. Whew. It's going to be a challenge. So just do it as best as you can. Let's try that 1 more time. Squeeze the inner thighs tight. Let's hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your standing splits. Lift the leg high to the sky. Plant your hands all the way down onto the floor. Hop your right foot back just a little bit. Come up high on the right tippy toe. You always have the option of adding in your baby hops. So soften the right knee. Maybe hop it up. Maybe you find a handstand. And then let's go ahead, step it back. Let's find a flow. So inhale, plank position. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips high to the sky. Lift your left leg high. We got 3 boxes. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Drop your knee to the left wrist. to the right wrist, to the right armpit. Lift the left leg high. 2 more. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Left wrist, right wrist, right armpit. Lift the leg high to the sky. Last one. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Left wrist, right armpit. Lift the leg high to the sky. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Find the warrior one. Drop your right heel down onto the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up tall towards the sky. Bring your hands into heart center. Lightning warrior. Shift the pelvis to a 45-degree angle. Come up high on your right tippy toes. Get ready to kick off warrior 3. Float the right foot up off the floor. Flex the foot, spread the toes. Roll the right hip down towards the floor as you lift through the chest. 3 baby squats. Exhale. Bend the left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Whew. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Find their modified tree. Float the right foot up off the floor. Bring it to a parallel to the floor. Lift the chest. Flex the right foot. Bring the foot underneath the ankle or underneath the knee. So right ankle is directly underneath the right knee as you flex the foot. Move into awkward chair. Bring your right ankle on top of the left knee. Lift your heart. Melt the knee as you lift your arms up tall towards the sky. Find the breath. Remember the effort and the ease. These are definitely very challenging poses, so how can we find the softness in the middle of all of this effort? Exhale, bring your hands in the heart center. Come low, bring your elbows out to touch the shin, and maybe one forearm comes into the crease of the foot. So coming low, and then inhale, lift, come back up. Exhale, hands in the heart center. Float the right foot back, standing splits. Drop your hands down to the floor. Corkscrew the right knee behind the left calf. You could come up high onto the left tippy toe. So it's an option. Look forward. Go really slow and controlled. Inhale, lift the right leg back up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee taps behind, corkscrews tap behind the left knee. I can't even talk right now. Inhale, lift, right leg goes tall. Exhale, tap the right knee behind the left calf. Inhale, lift, right leg goes high. Last one, hold the inner squeeze at the bottom. So bring the right knee all the way over to the left side. So finding that corkscrew, look forward, squeeze the inner thighs tight together. Come up high in your left tippy toes. Now press the big toe down into the floor a lot. Find the inner squeeze, come up high on the fingertips. Maybe you bring one hand into heart center. Maybe the other hand hits it. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, let your hands go. Inhale, lift the right leg up tall towards the sky. Plant your hands down onto the floor. Hop your foot back just a little bit. Come up high on the left tippy toes. So your foot is about a foot behind your hands. Lift your right leg up. You could stay in a standing splits with the left heel down. If you want more, press the heels of your hand down into the floor. Come up high on the left tippy toe. If you want more still, it's just an option. Maybe you bend the left knee a lot. Inhale, kick it up. Find your handstand, even if it's just for a moment. Step it back, inhale, plank position. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Whew. Bring our knees apart, drop your hips to the heels, relax for just a moment in the odd case you feel that. So child's pose, bring your forehead down to the floor. Find your breath. So we're moving into a warrior 2 sequence. Curl the toes under, lift the hips high to the sky. Pedal the feet out, left and right. Let's find those boxes again. So inhale, lift the right leg up tall towards the sky. Exhale, bring your right knee into the right armpit. So shift forward, bringing your shoulders over your wrists. Drop your knee to the right wrist, the left armpit. Inhale, lift the leg high. 2 more. Exhale, right knee, right armpit, right wrist, left armpit. Inhale, lift right leg high. Last one, right knee, right armpit, right wrist, left armpit. Inhale, lift the left leg high, or the right leg high. Step the foot between the hands, find your crescent position to begin with. So step the foot so the hands frame the foot, find the grounding, you're up high in your back left tippy toes. And then inhale, lift, root to rise. Lift your arms up tall towards the sky. Take the left arm forward, right arm back. Find the revolved crescent. Drop your right hand to the left hamstring as you lift the left arm up towards the sky. Find the back bend. Inhale, lift both arms up tall towards the sky. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Drop your left heel down to the floor. Elongate your arms in opposition as you gaze over the front right middle finger. Take your right knee, push it back towards the right pinky toes. As you engage your core, drop the left hip down. Exhale, Skandasana or side runner's lunge. Bring your hands into heart center. Shift your hips all the way back. Bend your left knee, straighten the right leg. Press your right heel down into the floor as you point your toes up towards the sky. Lift through your chest. So you're up higher on the left tippy toes. Lift the heel off the ground. And now strong moment. See if you can lift your hips up off the ankle just a little bit. Transition back into warrior 2. So strong moment. Bring your back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Warrior 2. Exhale, Skandasana once again. Come to the back of the mat. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg. Lift through your chest. So you could always have the hands down on the ground if you need it. If you're able to bring your hands into heart center, go for it. Lift your hips up off the ankle. And then push all the way forward. Whew. Warrior 2. Bring your back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. So we're doing one more push off to the back of the mat into tree pose. So if you need to, you could straighten the right leg, bend the left knee, coming into a little bit of a skater's pose. That might be a nice transition. Come into skater's pose, bring your hands into heart center, and then hop back to the back of the mat for tree. Bring your right foot into the inner left thigh. Hands in the heart center. Whew. Okay, there we go. I'm on these weird bricks. It's so hard. Okay, lift through the crown of the head. And let's find the universal symbol of consciousness. Take your index finger and your thumb together. Lift through your heart. Drop the shoulders down. Try to find the steadiness in this position. It's the very first chakra move, grounding down through the left foot. Bring your hands back into heart center. Eagle position, so wrap the right leg around the left. So if you have a single or a double wrap, you could point the right toes off to the left side of the mat, or you can go ahead and wrap it all the way around. Woo. Go ahead, take the right arm under the left, or you could give yourself that big hug. So right arm could go under, giving yourself the big hug. Otherwise, wrap the right elbow underneath the left, cross your elbows across your wrists, palms touch, pull your elbows down. Lift through your heart, tip the tailbone back, and then come on out. Find your goddess position. Point your toes out, heels in, and then bring your hands back into heart center. Make it sway side to side. Just find some gentle movement in our goddess. And then hold it down, bringing your hips in alignment with the knees. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. Straighten the legs. Exhale, bend. Find the squat, hands in the heart center. Inhale, lift arms up. Straighten the legs. Exhale, squat, hands down. One more. Inhale, lift, arms up, straighten the legs. Exhale, gotta squat, hands in the heart center. Hinge at the hips, bring your torso parallel to the floor. So drive the hips back, bring your arms out like the letter T. So lift through the chest. You can begin to sway left and right. And find the forward fold. Release your hands down to the floor, heels out, toes in. And then walk your hands all the way to the back of the room. Walk your hands all the way back up towards the front of the room so that they frame the foot. Step it back, find your plank position. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, lift, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. We have 3 boxes on the left side. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left armpit shifted into a plank. Left wrist. Right wrist, right armpit, lift it high to the sky. You got 2 more. Left knee, left armpit, left wrist, right armpit, left leg goes high. Last one. Left knee, left armpit, left wrist, right armpit, left leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Find the crescent position first. So bring your foot between the hands so that the hands frame the foot. Come up high in your fingertips. It'll help you with the transition. As you begin to press your foot into the floor, lift the arms up. Crescent position. Take your right arm forward, left arm back. Point the left thumb up towards the sky. And then drop the left hand to the right hamstring. Reach your right arm up tall towards the sky. Find the back bend. Release the left arm back up towards the sky. Drop your right heel down. Open it up, warrior 2. Extend the arms in opposition. Gaze down the left middle finger. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Drop the right hip to level off the pelvis bowl as you melt into the left knee, finding the 90-degree angle one day. So that could be part of our 50-year goal. Exhale, Skandasana, or side runner's lunge to the back of the mat. So you can bring your hands in the heart center, shift the weight into the back leg, bend the right knee, straighten the left. Drive your left heel down into the floor as you lift your toes up towards the sky. Bring your hands in the heart center. See if you can come up off the right heel just a little bit. It's a little bit of a transition. Press your left heel down into the mat. Push up into your warrior 2. Whew, strong moment. You can do it. Let's do one more. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Hands in the heart center. Come up high on your right tippy toes. Bend the right knee. Press your left heel down into the floor. Lift through the chest. Come up off the right heel. Inhale, lift. Warrior 2. You can do it. Get ready to transition into tree. So straighten the left leg, hands in the heart center. Find your skater's position. So bend the right knee a lot. Maybe you bring your hands parallel to the mat. And then exhale, bring them into heart center. Begin to bend the left knee and push up off the mat. Find your tree pose. So bring the left foot to the inner right thigh. You could also put it onto the right ankle. So left foot into the right inner thigh or the right ankle. The only place you don't want it is on your knee joint. Bring your thumb and your index finger together to meet for the universal symbol of consciousness. Lift your arms up tall to the sky. Breathe. Relax the shoulders. Relax the mind. Bring your hands back in heart center. Find the eagle. Wrap the left leg around the right. Bend the right knee a lot. So if you do a single wrap or a double, so you could do the single, just maybe press the left toe and down onto the floor. Otherwise, maybe you could wrap the left foot all the way around, point your toe, lift through the heart as you tip the tailbone back. Now, take your left arm underneath the right, cross your elbows, cross your wrists, palms touch, pull the elbows down. Look over your fingers, find the back bend. So when we come out of the eagle, we'll move into a goddess squat. So hold it here, and then slowly rise up. Step the left foot out, goddess position. Heels in, toes out, bring your hands in the heart center. And we can find a little bit of a gentle sway side to side. Whee! And then goddess squat, inhale, lift, straighten the legs. Bring your arms out and up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, goddess squat. Bend the knees. Inhale, lift, straighten the legs, arms up overhead. Exhale, goddess squat. One more, inhale, lift, arms up tall towards the sky. Last one, exhale, goddess squat. Bring your chest parallel to the floor. Bring your arms out like the letter T. So you drive your hips back. So you're finding that nice little flat back. Maybe sway side to side in your goddess position. Whew. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Around the spine, your toes go in, heels go out. Find the wide leg fold. So you have an option here. You can hold the outside edges of your feet. Bring your forearms to touch the shins. And then use your biceps to pull your chest further on down towards the floor. If you have a strong rockin' yogi headstand, you could go ahead and do it. So drop your head to the floor, find a tripod. So you want to have a nice little triangle. And then go ahead, find the straddle headstand if you'd like. Maybe come up high on the tippy toes. Slowly bring your feet up tall. Whew. Don't mind the mic. Some of this stuff is not good for inversions. That's okay. Maybe bring your legs parallel to the floor. So with control, see if you can do that. Open our legs wide. Yeah, come back into your straddle. Let's slowly walk your hands back to the top of the mat. And then let's step it back and take a flow. So inhale, find your plank position. Exhale, chaturanga. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips high to the sky. Let's come up high on the tippy toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Find chair pose once again. So your feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, lift, chair pose. Lift through your chest. Spiral the pinkies in. Find the inner smile. Bring your hands in the heart center. Let's see if we can come all the way down into a toes pose. So come up high on your tippy toes. And then drop back. We're going to move into a skater position. So you can sit down onto the block. Wrap your hands into a basket. Put your hand underneath the ball of your foot. Kick your right foot towards the front of the room. Lift your hips up off the block. So see if you can lift your hips just for a moment or two. So you can stay here. If you did ever want to go further, you'd start to kick your heel towards the ground as you lift your hips, and maybe you could stand up. Hold it here. Keep lifting through your chest. Maybe you can slowly come on down. Whew. Sit down on the block, change legs. So in order to get up, you got to press your hands into the foot into the hands a lot. Kick your foot all the way down towards the floor. So find the basket on the left leg, flex your foot, straighten the left leg. See if you could get your hips up off the block just a little bit. Okay, so if you want to go forward, You're gonna have to lift the hips up. Press your foot into the hands a lot. Whew. Lift through the chest. With control, see if you could come down. So go slow. And then gently release your foot down to the floor. Whew. Let's lift the block up off from our underneath us, and then go ahead, bring your block into your hands. Lift your shins parallel to the floor. Bring your hands off to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. Let's lower down. Bring our arm up overhead. Let's pass the block to the feet. Lower the legs to hover the floor. Reach your arms up overhead. Pass the block to the hands. Reach your arms up overhead. Drop your feet to the floor. Hover them off the ground. Let's pass the block. Drop the feet. Reach your arms. Pass the block. Let's keep going. You can do it. Hang in there, you guys. Let's do one more. Inhale, lift, pass the block. Drop it down to the feet, and then come all the way down into a relaxation pose. Whew. It feels like hot yoga here. I'm in Florida. It's like April 7th. So we're not even in the middle of the summer yet, and I feel the humidity. So let's find a bridge. Bend your knees. Bring your fingertips to touch the ankles. Go ahead, lift the hips up off the mat. Maybe interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders under. Let's take the left foot into the center. Inhale, lift the right foot up towards the sky. Exhale, drop the right foot down to hover. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, hover the foot. Inhale, lift it back up. We've got just one more. Exhale, hover. Inhale, lift it back up. Drop the right foot down to the floor. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, drop it down to hover. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop it down to hover. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down to hover. Inhale, lift it up. Bend the knee. Release the hands, drop the hips. Bring your knees in and your feet out. This will help release the low back. So you could do one more half bridge. Play around with the feet, or if you want, you could go ahead, come into the full wheel pose. So bring your feet hip distance apart. You could put your hands behind the head, flex the hands. Go ahead, press your hands into the floor, and then begin to lift the hips up. Maybe come up to the top of the head. This could be a stopping point. Maybe able to push the head up off the floor. You could play around with rocking forward and backwards. Maybe bring your feet together. Then slowly come on down. Whew. Bring your knees in, feet out, palm face up. Let's come into a pigeon pose. So we will have our, I'm just turning to face you guys, so you can stay down on the mat, but bring your right ankle on top of the left. Interlace your fingers behind the left hamstring. Maybe you find your left shin. So bring the right ankle closer to your chest as you push the right knee away from you. Go ahead, release the leg. Maybe you take your right hands behind the right calf and bring your toes closer to your forehead. You could go ahead and lengthen the left leg long. So really find the extension. You could play around with shifting your hands in different spots. Just feel the sensation in the leg. You could bend the right knee, put your right hand to the outside of the right foot, bring your thigh to the outside of the right ribs as you bend the knee, finding a half of a happy baby. Find the wind removing pose with the right knee all the way out to the outside of the right leg. And then find a twist. Bring the right knee all the way over to the left side of the mat. I gotta move some of my stuff here. Find the twist. So you have your right hand onto, or left hand on the right knee. Gaze over the right shoulder. Let's bring it back into the center, knees into the chest. And let's take our left ankle on the right knee this time. So go ahead, interlace your fingers behind the right hamstring or on top of the right shin. You can bring your left ankle closer to your chest, left knee goes away from the body. Let's go ahead, straighten the left leg. Put your hands, interlace them behind the left calf. As you stretch the left leg up tall towards the ceiling, straighten the right leg. Bring your toes closer to your forehead. Maybe bend your elbows a little bit. I know I'm really tight right now because I went running. I feel it a lot in my body. It's amazing what like 1 or 2 days of getting out of your yoga practice can do to you. So I've been doing running Friday and Sunday. Saturday I took off. I was just being mom. So yeah, boy oh boy. I don't even know what day it is today. Is it Monday or Tuesday? Anyways, doesn't matter. Find the half a happy baby. Take your left hand to the outside of the left foot. Bring your thigh to the outside of the ribs. Wind removing pose, interlace the fingers just below the shin. You can bring the thigh off to the left side ribs, and let's find the twist. Bring your right hand onto the left knee, gaze over your left shoulder. Find the twist. Relax, breathe. All is well. Come back onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. If you want to come into a legs up the wall, there's a modified version where you bring the block underneath the hips. So you lift your hips up, put the block, legs up the wall. You can stay here. If you want to go further, maybe you find the plow pose. So I like to go into plow first and then shoulder stand. So if you want, go ahead, bring your feet up all the way up over your head. You can put your hands onto the floor, or you could yogi toe lock them. Work on straightening the legs if you want. You always have the option of doing the deaf man's pose where you bend your knees. Bring your hands behind the knees, put your hands on your elbows, and then work on bringing your shins to the floor. Let's put our hands onto the low back. Come on out of it, one vertebrae at a time. Find a shoulder stand. Bring your hips closer to you. Feet push them away. And then slowly round down, one vertebrae at a time. Coming into your final Savasana. Come here, River. Okay, come here. Give me a hug. Just relax in your final savasana. Feel the ground supporting you. Relax any muscles in your face and the shoulders. Relax your hands. Relax your toes. Breathe. Stay as long as you need to. There's no hurry. Remind yourself to rewire the anxious brain. We just come into the breath. It's so simple.